welcome back to Happy Apple Core Homestead. Today I'm going to teach you a new canning recipe, and this one involves cauliflower. My cauliflower out in the garden is ready to harvest. If you just watched my garden tour, you saw that my cauliflower are big and happy and ready to process. And I thought I would bring you a new pickling recipe. Now, it's not new to the world. This is a tested safe recipe, but it's not one that I've ever done on this channel before. I really hope you enjoy it. After you're done watching this video, please go down to the description for the full recipe as well as my website. I would love for you guys to check out some of my herbal products and even consider becoming a member to this channel to support the work I do for you. Let's jump in. This is a water bath recipe, so you will need a water bath canner. You're also going to need 2 heads of cauliflower, 2 bell peppers, 2 onions, curry powder, canning salt, brown sugar, and vinegar. I'm going to walk you through from beginning to end on how to make this beautiful canning recipe. And the first step is to get all of these vegetables washed up and ready to go. The vegetables are all clean, and now it's time to chop them and put them in a big bowl. You want your cauliflower florets to be about this size, maybe an inch, half an inch. I might cut this one in half. And into the bowl they go. The bell peppers have had the insides removed, and I will also core the onions. The vegetables are all cut up. I'm going to just cover this bowl while I clean up my workstation, then we'll move on to the next step. The next step is to make the cooking liquid. You will need 2 cups of water and 6 cups of vinegar. Then 1 cup of brown sugar. And go ahead and pack it down. Now we'll do 2 tablespoons of curry powder. You can use hot or regular, doesn't matter, whichever you prefer. And then we'll do 2 tablespoons of canning salt. That's all there is to it. Now let's meet me over by the stove. Now we're going to give this a really good stir. Turn it on medium-high heat and bring it to a boil. Now that our cooking liquid is boiling, it's time to add the vegetables. Once your vegetables are in the pot, give it a good stir, bring it back up to a boil, and let it just simmer for 2 or 3 minutes. We have taken the vegetables off the heat, and next to that we have our water bath canner. Don't forget to put your rack in there. And we've got it about, I don't know, a little over halfway full of nice warm water. And over here we have our bubble popper, a funnel, a wet paper towel. We also have clean and sanitized jars. We're going to use pints today, but in this recipe you can also use half pints. And we've got our clean rings and our clean and sanitized lids. The next step is to fill the jars. Grab yourself a jar, put the funnel in, and then we're going to want to spoon in the vegetables. And you can fill it up with vegetables to anywhere between the 1 inch and the 1/2 inch mark, because we want the brine to go up to the 1/4 inch mark, covering the vegetables. Here's where we're at so far, and I do think I'll put in a little bit more, and then I'll get a ladle for the cooking liquid. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, now we're going to get some of the liquid and fill it up to the 1/4 inch mark, and I'll show you where that is once we get there. Okay, so you can see there's the 1 inch line, and that's the 1/2 inch, that's the 1/2 inch line, so I need to go just a little bit above that to the 1/4 inch line. And then it will be full enough. So just a little bit more. There we go, that'll do. Then you're going to take your bubble popper and slide into the jar, pressing toward the center to remove the air bubbles. Then you'll take your wet paper towel and clean the rim. When your rim is clean, grab your lid, pop it on, and put your ring on. You want your ring to be on finger tight, so don't reef it down real hard. It might look like I'm doing that. My hands are very bendy and flexy, so it looks like I'm doing more than I really am. Then you're going to come over to your canner and set your jar right in there. I'm going to work on filling up the rest of these jars, and I'll let you know how many I get. Hopefully 7, because that's how many the canner holds, but we will see. Super excited. We got 7 full jars, which means that this is a full canner, and that worked out just perfectly. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and turn your canner on. I'm just going to put it on a low for now, because what I'd like to do is lower this rack in here and make sure I have enough water. Oh yeah, gonna get my mitts wet. Okay, all right, let me hope it's not too hot. Okay, we want to make sure that there's 1 to 2 inches of water over the top of the jars. I just stick my finger in there. I can measure it that way, and we do, so we're all good to go. Make sure this is on the burner appropriately, and then we're going to go ahead and crank this up to a medium-high and put the lid on it. Now we're just going to let this hang out until it comes to a full rolling boil. We are at a full rolling boil, and that's what that looks like. Next up, we're going to start a timer for 10 minutes. The timer has gone off, so we're going to turn the heat off and remove the canner from the heat. Be careful not to scrape if you have one of these beautiful glass top stoves. Then we're going to remove the lid and set a 5-minute timer. The 5-minute timer has gone off. Now it is time to remove the jars from the canner. Try not to tip them too much when you pull them out. If there's water on top, make sure that you use a towel on top of your countertop before you put your jars down, and then just leave these out for the next 24 hours. We're gonna let them seal and cool down before we do the finishing touches. All of my jars have cooled down, and now it's time for the finishing touches. The first thing we want to do is make sure that the jar's sealed. So I'm going to take the rings off. Then I like to do the tap and lift test, so we'll start with the tap test. They all sound like they're sealed. If it wasn't sealed, it would have more of a deeper thud type of a sound. But we're gonna double check by lifting up on the jars. Just gently lift up. Okay, they are all sealed. I'm really happy about that. Now we're just going to clean the jars. I have a wet towel here, and we're gonna make sure that there's no sticky residue. There is brown sugar in this recipe, so if there was to be any siphoning, it could have a sticky residue on the outside. I did not get any siphoning, and my jars aren't sticky, but I'm gonna wash them anyway. It's just good practice. Make sure your jars are nice and clean before you put them in your pantry or your cantry. When your jars are all clean and dry, you want to put on a label. I use dissolvable labels because they wash right off when I want to reuse my jar after I've eaten the food. You want to put what's in the jar, so the recipe that you did, and also the date so you can keep track of that. And there you go. That's it, curry cauliflower. If you guys try this recipe and you love it, let me know. If you hate it, that's okay, let me know. Talk to me down in the comments. I do respond to every single comment still. And please make sure to check out my website for all of my herbal products. And if there's something there that you need that's not on my website, just fill out the comment form and reach out to me, and we'll see if I can get something made especially just for you. All right, you guys, I'll see you soon. Bye.